guys are all nerds. Let's face it, you're not cool. You've never been cool once in your life. You were probably always Mr. or Mrs. Goody Two-Shoes, always sitting in the front of the class, trying to please the teacher. And then you went home, had to please mommy and daddy. You always got good grades, never got into trouble. And then you decided to come to the University of Waterloo just to prove how much more uncool you were. And now you're here, sitting down, listening to an entertaining round of speeches, where you're supposed to be having the time of your life, but you're secretly worried about the final exams we're having 2 weeks from now, aren't you? You're not having fun, but what do you do all this for, huh? Do you think anybody respects you? Nobody respects you. Do you think kids these days, they don't respect you? But you know who they do respect? They respect people like Eminem, like 50 Cent, and like me. Real gangsters. Well, your respect doesn't come from how high your average is, or if you make the dean's honors list, but rather it's all about how much times you got shot at last night. That's why today, I'm going to teach you guys how to gangstify up your life. Like me. So, to start off, you need to have the right look. Now, you can't go around class wearing something like this. You need to start off, you know, with a nice little tank top to show off your muscles and tattoos if you have them. Next of all, you know how I usually wear a belt to class? You can't do that. You gotta ride low, man, real low. You gotta pull your pants really down to show off your boxers in a way, because that's how the gangsters do it, okay? After that, you know, I'm riding pretty low. The next thing you need is a really, really long white shirt. A really, really long white shirt. It has to be, you know, nice material. Put it on like this. And your really, really long white shirt should go all the way to your knees like that. It's very nice and comfortable. I guess it's to, you know, maybe cover up your underwear that may be showing that you're walking. Okay, so you have the white shirt down, and you know, the gangster look is starting to come together. What's next? You need a bandana. A bandana should be, you know, a symbolism of the colors that you represent. Now, if you're not part of a real gang, I recommend you choose a really subtle color, like white or black. But don't choose red or blue, otherwise that could be dangerous. So, tie your bandana like this. Okay, so I'm looking more and more gangster already. What's next? Gangsters need sun protection too. That's why you need to have your very own cap. Now, in order to put in your cap, you got to put it on the right way. You got to tilt it to 45 degrees, and then pop the top up like this to get the extra gangster effect. So I'm looking more and more gangster already. But if you think I would go out in the street looking like this, you were wrong. I don't want to look like a wankster like Kevin Federline. What I need next are chains. Lots of chains. Which is why I got my blinging $sign chain, which I made on aluminum foil, to show that I'm rich. Oh, it fell off. My really blinging aluminum chain. And what's next? I have my dog tag to show you I'm a dog, right? We're all down. Real gangster now, okay? If you thought we were done with chains, you were wrong again. You need more chains. This time, the chains should be hanging from your jean jacket or your jean pocket like this, you know, to make you look real dangerous. You should hang one from each side. I used dog chains because they were cheap, but you know, as long as you get the gangster look, it's there. We're almost done. Next up, you need a hood. Yeah. Why do you need a hood? You need a hood to show that you come from the hood. So you can rock in style, kind of like this, putting your, you know, hood up, if I can find it. I'll just leave it for him now. But, you know, just because you can look like me doesn't mean you are a G. It's time you start acting like a real gangster. And the first step to start acting like a real gangster, other than dropping your T's and replacing them with D's so that da becomes da and this becomes this, is that you have got to have a really gangster nickname, a really thugged out nickname. Something like Obi Trice, or D12, or something like Biggie. Now, something that a lot of rappers and gangsters do is that they take the first letter of their first name and their entire last name, or if it's a group, they take the first letter of the group name and the last name, and they combine them together to get a really cool gangster effect. Something like G-Unit, something like Tupac, something like P. Diddy, maybe even like J-Lo. But if I were to do that, my nickname would be R-Chan, which that doesn't sound gangster at all. So instead, I'm just going to bite off a lot of what other gangsters do and just steal ideas off each other. So how about Dr. Ray? Or how about Ray Daddy? Those are two gangster names which I feel would really suit me well. What's next? Well, you got to start acting like a real gangster, and that's with the way you interact with other people. So say I'm walking into speech comm 223 class. From now I can't say something like, "Hi, good morning, Kathy, how are you?" You got to talk and strike intimidation and fear into their eyes. Something like, "You will suck, Kathy, my G." You got to strike that intimidation and fear. What if there's some kid going down the street, like he's trying, and you want to intimidate him? Yo, you got to cross your arms like this. Yo, look at birdie, dog. Something like that to catch their attention and fear. And they'll be scared. And what if somebody starts hitting you with some, new 50-cent beats or something like that? Yo, you just hit them with something even more old school, like Swifty. Like, yo, you can use a murder, but you spelled it wrong. You put the E before the D because that's all you want. Something like that. You see, that's a really nice gangster effect. But guys, even though you know how to act like a gangster, you're forgetting the most important thing. The most important thing about being a gangster is that you have also got to be a player like me. That's hard, man. That's hard. Because number one, pimping ain't easy. And number two, especially not in Waterloo. Now, a lot of my friends in math have been going up to me and telling me about how hard it is to attract girls. And I've always told them, that's probably just because you have very, very small confidence in yourself. Or maybe it's just because you're simply not gangster enough. After all girls just can't seem to resist a bad boy like me. So, if you're having trouble with the ladies, I'm going to teach you guys today how it's done. Alright? You need to first of all have an original pickup line. Now, I know we heard a speech on Friday or Wednesday from Christy about why pickup lines don't work. Now, the only reason why pickup lines don't work is you're simply not gangster enough, okay? You need to combine the walk, the talk, and everything else about being a gangster to get what you want. Okay, say there's a girl over there that I really like. Now, watch how I do it. You gotta combine the walk. Yo, girl, you want to ride with me? I think you want to ride. From the MC to the DC. Girls want to come along? You see how easy that was for me? That's because I'm a really good player. It only takes an average of 30 seconds to get girls to fall in love with me. But what if you get rejected? Well, what girl would say no to money, right? If you got the money, you gotta watch out for them gold diggers as well. You gotta watch out for them gold diggers. I taught you a lot about gangster life today, but I only told you guys about the glorious side. There's also the very sad and emotional side, such as the fear of getting shot at every day, even though I have like 9 or 10 bodyguards, or the disrespect that little kids come up to me and say, I'm a faker, I'm an imposter. How do you get shot 9 times and not shoot back? And it's really hard, guys. You know what? Stay in school. Do well in school. Don't dress like a gangster. Don't act like a gangster. And please, don't play the ladies. Leave all that to me.
Waterloo's too calm, so we bring in the rage. We don't do dance moves or sing in the rain. We're bringing the pain, and we got the bling on the chains. Waterloo will take over everything that remains. Waterloo's too calm, so we bring in the rage. We don't do dance moves or sing in the rain. We're bringing the pain, and we got the bling on the chains. Waterloo will take over everything that remains.